Let us start with another important and beautiful property of Fourier transform, and that is nothing but convolution. See, already we have started with our discussion of Fourier transform, that why Fourier transform is required to be done. All the other factors were quite earlier revised also, and we are comfortable also. But one more important thing with Fourier transform is the things which are difficult to operate in time domain, they become truly easy when they are transformed into frequency domain, right? So in time domain, what happens is, suppose I have this just a moment, I have this particular prism, white ray light incidents on this. I want to change the color of this particular ray. What I need to do, I need to know the spectrum of the colors, those are there. Accordingly, it becomes very easy for me to change the band of that particular color there, and I can easily perform the change of that particular band, either increase or decrease here in the frequency domain, right? So that way it is ease of operation. Now another more thing that is there with my Fourier transform is the thing with convolution. See, we know that in convolution we are required, the equation of the convolution that we are used to is this one, integration x of t into h of t minus lambda, then it comes to be d lambda, right? So in that case I need to first of all either see what I'm required to do. First of all, I'm required to shift the signal. First of all, I'm required to fold the signal, then I am required to shift that signal, right? H of lambda minus t or h of t minus lambda, that operation was there. Further, every sample of this needs to be multiplied with my x of lambda, right? So that multiplication has counted. Similarly, for every multiplication I need to integrate it, I need to accumulate them, so that way there is addition, that way there is, just a moment, that way there is addition, right? There is multiplication, yes, there is folding, there is shifting. So lot many number of operations are involved when I talk about the simple convolution in time domain. But when I discuss about that particular convolution in frequency domain, that entire scenario merely changes down to multiplication, Let us see how convolution in time domain results multiplication in frequency domain, right? So first of all, let me say that I have two signals with me. I have two Fourier transforms with me. One is x1 of j omega, which is nothing, x1 of j omega, and the other one is x2 of j omega, right? x1 of j omega, with the equation of Fourier transform, I can write it as limit minus infinity to infinity x1 of t e raised to minus j omega t dt. In the similar manner, I can write down the equation for this x2 of j omega also. I can write down the equation for this x2 of j omega also, right? Now, what I am required to do is, in time domain, suppose I am required to convolve these two, right? So for convolution, I will use this particular operator. For convolution, this particular operator is used, right? x1 of t convolved with x2 of t. x1 of t convolved with x2 of t is nothing but the actual convolution operation there. Now what I want the Fourier transform of this convolution. So my convolution can be very well written as this one, right? Now Fourier transform of this is nothing but this particular signal multiplied with e raised to minus j omega t dt, right, over this particular limit minus infinity to infinity. My further job is what? Let me expand this particular thing, x1 of t convolved with x2 of t. So by simple equation of my convolution, I can write this particular factor as integration minus infinity to infinity x1 of tau into x2 of t minus tau d tau, right? That is the normal equation of my convolution, into this e raised to j omega t as it is, into this e raised to j omega t as it is, right? Now what happens is, let me say that this t just a moment, let me say that this t minus tau is nothing but m, right? Let me just substitute that thing. So if I substitute this one, I can write my t as m plus tau. I can write my t as m plus tau. With this substitution, my dt changes to dm. This dt changes to dm. Let us move further. Let me substitute all these things here. See, x1 of tau. Now x2 of t minus tau is used as m. That's why it is x2 of t minus tau is now replaced by x2 of m. dm is now, sorry, this is particular d tau, right? E raised to minus j omega t was there, right? Now that t is nothing but m plus tau. That t is nothing but m plus tau. This m plus tau is written over here, and that dt is simply replaced by dm. So this is how the substitutions have worked. Now what I will do, I will merely interchange or merely rearrange the things. Like, why? Because it's integration. Any position integration is rather a linear thing, wherein I can just rearrange my things very properly, right? So here it is. What I need to do is, I need to split up this particular thing. It can be written as e raised to minus j omega into e raised to minus j omega tau. That way I can get two things here, right? So what I will do is, this x1 of tau into e raised to minus j omega tau d tau. This one of the integration comes here. One of the integration comes here at this moment, and it becomes x2 of m into e raised to minus j omega m dm. From where I got these two things? From where do I got these two things? These two things are obtained from this particular term there, right? Now, if I observe each and every part of my signal, I can say that it is x1 of j omega. See, the form x1 of t into e raised to minus j omega t dt. That way it is x1 of tau into e raised to minus j omega t d tau. That means it's simply the Fourier transform of x1 of j omega. Similarly, if I talk about the second function, it is also following the same form, x2 of t into e raised to minus j omega t dt. Now instead of t, it is x2 of m into e raised to minus j omega m dm. Again, it is the Fourier transform of x2 of j omega, right? So simply this particular equation comes to be x1 of j omega into x2 of j omega, right? So I can very well say that Fourier transform of two signals which are convolved in time domain is nothing but their multiplication in the frequency domain. This is frequency, this is frequency. So if the two signals are convolved in time domain, they are multiplied in frequency domain. This is how the property of convolution is proved here. That means the Leldi operation of convolution in time domain has resulted a simple operation of multiplication in frequency domain, right? So this is the way the convolution will be helping us out. In the next short video, we'll be seeing how to solve the problems on convolution in case of Fourier transform.